On October 12, 2019, a 27-year-old graphic designer called police to report something impossible. Footsteps coming from the apartment above her. The only problem? She lived on the top floor. What officers would eventually uncover above Unit 407 wasn't faulty plumbing. It wasn't structural settling. It was something far more disturbing. Maya Thompson had been looking for a quiet place to reset her life. The building sat on the edge of town. 4 floors. Recently renovated. Affordable. Unit 407 was on the top floor. No upstairs neighbors. That detail mattered to her. The lease was signed within a day. The first 2 nights were uneventful. On the 3rd night at exactly 1:14 a.m. she heard it. A single step. Then another. Directly above her bedroom. The sound returned the next night. And the night after that. Always at 1:14 a.m. Back and forth. Slow pacing. Measured. Maya assumed it was pipes. Metal expansion. Wind across the roof. But the rhythm never changed. She began recording audio on her phone. The playback confirmed it. These weren't random noises. They were footsteps. Human. Intentional. When Maya confronted the landlord, he produced building plans. 4 floors. No 5th level. Roof access only. No registered tenants above 407. The roof door was checked. Locked. Security cameras were installed across the property. But later investigation would reveal something critical. They hadn't worked in months. That night the pacing returned. This time with dragging. Something heavy shifting overhead. On October 16th at approximately 2:02 a.m., police responded. Officers accessed the roof. Behind a large HVAC unit, they noticed a small metal hatch. Unlocked. Inside was a narrow crawl space between the ceiling of Unit 407 and the roof foundation. Approximately 3 feet high. Inside, officers found a thin foam mattress, bottled water, a disposable food containers, a battery pack, a flashlight. Someone had been living there, directly above Maya's bedroom. Undetected. Forensic teams processed the scene. No usable fingerprints. No recoverable DNA. Food containers wiped clean. No forced entry into the building. The hatch showed no signs of tampering, which raised a chilling possibility. The person didn't need to break in. They may have had access. Investigators revisited the rear maintenance door. It showed no damage. It required a key. Only 3 people officially had copies. The landlord, the building superintendent, the night security guard. All 3 had been interviewed. None appeared suspicious. At least not initially. Detectives reviewed employment logs. The footsteps began 3 days after Maya moved in. 3 days after a new night security guard started. Aaron Keller. Age 31. Background check clear. Part-time overnight shift. Work logs showed he consistently clocked in at 10 p.m. But patrol check-ins between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. were frequently missing. Specifically, 1:14 a.m. Aaron had prior experience in HVAC installation. The drilled ventilation holes found in the crawl space. Precise. Clean. Deliberate. Aligned directly above Maya's bedroom light fixture. The placement suggested someone comfortable working in confined structural spaces. Someone who understood ceilings. When investigators attempted a follow-up interview 6 months later, Aaron Keller had resigned. No forwarding address. Phone disconnected. He left the state 2 weeks after Maya vacated Unit 407. There was not enough physical evidence for a warrant. The case was classified as criminal trespass. No charges filed. Maya moved out within 48 hours of the discovery. In a recorded statement, she said, "They weren't just walking. They were pacing. Like they were waiting." Waiting for what? Investigators believe there was no immediate intent of physical confrontation. The behavior pattern suggested surveillance, control, proximity without contact. He was close enough to hear her breathing, to hear phone calls, to map her routine, but never close enough to be seen. 3 months after Maya moved out, Unit 407 was rented again. 2 weeks later, building management received another complaint. Footsteps. 1:14 a.m. By then, Aaron Keller was gone, and no one could prove he had ever been inside that crawl space. Officially, the suspect in the Phantom Tenant case was never identified, but detectives privately agree on one thing. The person above Unit 407 wasn't a random intruder. He wasn't a drifter. He wasn't a stranger breaking in. He was someone with keys. Someone trusted. Someone already inside the building. And for 7 nights at exactly 1:14 a.m., he stood directly above her, listening, watching, waiting.